Hey, what is going on guys? My name is Devine and welcome back to Hypixel Skyblock, and today for you guys I have the ultimate guide to talismans in Hypixel Skyblock. In this guide I will tell you guys everything you need to know about talismans, charms, orbs, rings and artifacts. I will go over what every talisman in the game does, how you can get it, what the best ones are, and I will tell you guys a few tips and tricks that I found out collecting all the artifacts in the game. First, to answer the question what the talisman is in Hypixel Skyblock, it's basically a permanent potion. That's really how I like to see it. So if you guys look at the zombie talisman, it reduces the damage taken from zombies by 5%, and that is permanent. Now in Hypixel Skyblock there are a huge amount of talismans and items that actually look like talismans, or basically have the same effect, but they're just not called talismans, such as the haze ring and piggyback. I will go over every single talisman in the game and all the rest of the, so-called artifacts or charms, and I will tell you guys exactly what they do and how to get them. Now the first 6 talismans are really easy to obtain because you can simply buy them from the adventurer in spawn. The talismans that you can buy from him are the zombie talisman, skeleton talisman, village affinity talisman, mine affinity talisman, the intimidation talisman and the scavenger talisman. Now I collected all of those, so as you guys can see I have all of these in my inventory, and I will quickly go over what they do. So zombie and skeleton talisman reduce the damage taken from zombies and skeletons by 5%. The village affinity talisman increases the speed by 10% while held in the village. The mine affinity talisman increases your speed by 10% in every single mine in the game. The intimidation talisman makes sure that level 1 monsters will not target you anymore. And scavenger talisman will make sure that monsters drop coins when killed, and this talisman is completely useless because monsters do that anyway. These 6 talismans are the only ones that you can actually buy from the shop, and all the other talismans are made through a collection. We will go over every single one in the game and how to obtain them through which collection. The first one is the talisman of coins. Coins start appearing around you occasionally on public islands. Lucky! Exclamation mark. When reaching Emerald 2, which is only 100 emeralds, you will get the Talisman of Coins recipe, which is really cheap because it's only 20 emeralds and 5 gold. The next one is the Magnetic Talisman recipe, which requires Emerald 3, which is 250 emeralds. I went over the Magnetic Talisman, why this is a really good one. And as you guys can see, this one is not expensive either. It's only 128 emeralds and 32 redstone. The next one is Wood Affinity Talisman. This one can be gotten through oak wood level 8. So you need to mine 10k oak wood and then you can get the wood affinity talisman. It increases your speed by 10% while held in the forest, graveyard and wilderness. The next one is the farming talisman. It increases your speed by 10% while held in the farm, the barn and mushroom desert. If you guys go to weed level 4, you guys can see that you only need to get 500 wheat and you guys will get the farming talisman. It's really easy to make because you only need 5 hay bales and 4 seeds. The next one is the speed talisman, and it gives +1 speed when held. This one can be obtained through sugarcane level 2, which is only 250 sugarcane. And if you guys look at the recipe, it's really easy because you don't need that much sugarcane for this talisman. The next one is significantly harder than the rest of them. You can obtain the fire talisman by getting Blaze Collection 5, and you need 2.5k blaze rods. Now, I just bought the fire talisman off the auction house because for the fire talisman you need 9 enchanted blaze powder, which is a lot, and I just decided to buy it off the auction house. The fire talisman provides immunity to fire while held in the inventory, which is quite useful in fights. The next talisman is one of the most useful ones, which is the lava talisman. It provides immunity to lava while held in the inventory, which is insanely useful when you guys are in Obsidian Sanctuary. You need magma level 7, which is 10k magma cream. The recipe is 9 enchanted magma cream, which is really expensive, but we decided to grind for it anyway, since immunity to lava is actually insanely powerful. The next talisman is the vaccine talisman. It provides immunity to poison damage when held. You guys can get this from potato level 3. And you only need to mine 500 potatoes and then you guys can get the vaccine talisman. You need 9 poisonous potatoes, which is really easy to get. As you guys can see, the next one isn't a talisman, but it's a charm, and it basically does the exact same thing as a talisman. The night vision charm can be obtained through mushrooms, level 7, and we bought this one off the auction house as well, because you need to grind an insane amount of mushrooms, and we didn't want to go for that. So that's why we decided to buy it off the auction house. The effect of this one is not even that good, so I wouldn't really recommend going for this one. Now the next talisman is a really good one, which is the Feather Talisman. It increases how you can fall before taking fall damage by 5 blocks. This talisman doesn't work if the feather ring or feather artifact is in your inventory, and I will go over the ring and artifact in a later stage of this video. If you guys go to feather level 4, you guys can see that you need 1000 feathers, and then you can make the Feather Talisman by 9 times 12 feathers, which is really easy. We actually crafted this one ourselves, but apparently the collections are bugged because with our different island members, they actually have over 1k feathers mined, but apparently Hypixel says we don't. The next one is Potion Affinity Talisman. Unique effect, Potion Affinity. Increase duration of any consumed potion by 10% while held in your inventory. This one can be obtained through Nether Wart level 3. It's really easy to get because it's only 8 times 60 Nether Wart and 1 simple chest. There are 2 other versions of Potion Affinity, and I will show you guys that in the later stage of the video as well. The next talisman is the Spider Talisman, and reduces the damage taken from spiders, cave spiders and silverfish by 5%. You cannot make this talisman if you guys go to the spider collection. You guys can see that in the spider eye collection there is no such thing as the Spider Talisman, and that's the same for string. The Spider Talisman can only obtained by killing the Broodmother in Spider's Den, so you just need to kill a bunch of spiders and then you'll be able to obtain the Spider Talisman. The next one is the Magnetic Talisman, and you guys of course know what the Magnetic Talisman does. If you guys have the Emerald collection level 3, which is only 250 emeralds, you guys will be able to make the Magnetic Talisman. If you guys have seen my other videos, you guys know how important it is to have the Magnetic Talisman, and that's why I would actually rate the Magnetic Talisman level 1 on my list later in the video. The next talisman is the Gravity Talisman. Gives between 1 and 10 strength and defense the closer you are to the center of your island. This one can be obtained through the Obsidian collection level 3, so you only need to mine 250 obsidian to make the Gravity Talisman, which is not even that hard to make. Then we will go to the last talisman in the game, but there are more artifacts and charms and rings that you can get, and I'll of course go over all these as well. The Bat Talisman will give you +1 health, +1 speed and +1 intelligence. And it's important to know that you cannot craft this Bat Talisman, so you know it's the same as the Spider Talisman. You can only get the Bat Talisman from killing bats. And if you guys have seen Technoblade's video, it is quite difficult to get the Bat Talisman, but I would just recommend getting it off the auction house instead of grinding it for yourself. Then we have a whole bunch of charms, other artifacts, rings, etc. And I will go over every single one because I don't have all the artifacts and all the other charms in the game, but I do have the list on how to get them. If you guys have collection 6 of pumpkin, you get the Farmer Orb recipe. It increases the regrowth rate of nearby crops on the public islands, regrowing an extra crop every 3 seconds. This one is extremely expensive, and that's why I decided not to make it, but it counts as a talisman. As I said earlier in the video, there are 3 versions of the Feather Talisman. You guys have the Feather Talisman, you guys have the Feather Ring and the Feather Artifact. And of course, the ring is better than the talisman and the artifact is better than the ring. The ring increases how you can fall before taking full damage by 7 blocks and reduce full damage by 5%. This one is way more expensive to make because first of all you need 10,000 feathers, and then you need 8 enchanted feathers and a Feather Talisman. And then if you guys would go for the Feather Artifact, it increases how you can fall before taking full damage by 10 blocks and reduces full damage by 15%, which is really good. Which you guys need 128 enchanted feathers and a feather ring to make this one, so it's really expensive. So ask yourself if it's actually worth grinding for this one. Not only the Feather Talisman has 3 versions, so does the Potion Affinity Talisman. You guys have the Potion Affinity Talisman, you guys have the Affinity Ring and the Affinity Artifact. And the Potion Affinity Ring increases the duration of potions by 25%. And it's quite expensive to make. And then if you guys wanted to make Potion Affinity Artifact, you guys need 50,000 nether wart, but it will increase the duration of any consumed potion by 50% while held in your inventory. This one is extremely good, but it's really expensive to make, so that's why we haven't made it yet. But we do have the Potion Affinity Talisman, which grants a nice 10% increase in the duration of potions. The next one on our list is the Haste Ring, and the Haste Ring is actually worth grinding for, and that's why we already got that one. The Haste Ring gives Haste 1 for 15 seconds when breaking any block. So when you guys don't want to run your Minus outfit, when you guys want to run your God set, you still can use the Haste Ring, so you will have permanent Haste 1 when mining. You guys can obtain that through getting Cobblestone level 8 in a collection, which is 40,000 Cobblestone. And you do need a whole bunch of enchanted Cobblestone, but with the Miner's outfit and Efficiency 5, it's really easy to get this in a couple of hours with a few friends. The two next talismans on our list are actually crystals, which are the Night Crystal and the Day Crystal. These are super expensive to make, and I have no clue why they are so expensive, because they're not even that good. The Night Crystal increases your strength and defense by 5 during the night, and of course the Day Crystal increases it by 5 during the day. The Night Crystal, you need 4 enchanted quartz and 1 enchanted quartz block, and that's actually the same for the Day Crystal. You need 4 enchanted quartz and 1 enchanted quartz block, but you need so much quartz to make a block, and it's just not worth, in my opinion. So overall, I wouldn't recommend going for the Night or the Day Crystal. Then the Piggy Bank. Now the Piggy Bank isn't necessarily a crystal, an orb, a ring, or an artifact, but you can still put it in your talisman bag, so it actually has no use in there, so I would just keep this in your inventory. But I just decided to put it on this list anyway. If you guys go to farming, you guys go to roll pork chop, you guys can see that Piggy Bank is roll pork chop 5, so you need 2.5k pork chop. To make this, you only need 40 enchanted pork and 1 chest, but the Piggy Bank will allow you to right click to make a deposit into your bank account. So basically, whenever you are killing mobs, you can just deposit everything that you want, and you don't have cooldown. If you guys have personal bank, that's a nice upgrade, but you can only use that every 2 hours, and the Piggy Bank can use it whenever you want. So if I would recommend you guys going for one item, it would definitely be the Piggy Bank. Then the last item on our list is the Experience Artifact. Now this one can be obtained, you guys probably have seen my video on this one, by Lapis Lazuli 9. You need 150k Lapis Lazuli, and you need 9 enchanted lapis blocks, so it's really expensive to make, and it actually sells for a ton on the auction house. But it increases the enchanting experience you gain by 25% while this item is in your inventory. So that means whenever you are enchanting, your conjurer skill goes up by 25%. So my conjurer is already level 18, which is actually pretty nice. Then there are 4 more talismans that are coming soon, but that are not yet released, which are the Compass Talisman in the Redstone collection, the Emerald Ring in Emerald collection, Luck Talisman in the Rabbit collection, and the Enchanted Clock in the Gold collection. And you guys can actually see that at the end. Enchanted Clock coming soon. So we guys have no clue what this is going to be, but it actually looks pretty good. And also the Emerald Ring, we actually think that's going to be some sort of a talisman. Those are all the artifacts, rings, charms, orbs, artifacts in the game, but I still have a few things that I want to mention. First of all, the talisman bag. It's a special bag which can hold talismans, rings, artifacts and orbs, which all will still work well while in this bag. Now you can't simply shift click them, so you need to move them manually, which I'm going to do now. And they will still work while they are in there. Now normally you only have 3 spots in your talisman bag, but if you guys go to your Redstone collection, you guys can see that with Redstone 7 you get a medium talisman bag upgrade, and at 50k Redstone you get a large talisman bag upgrade, which gives 2 rows to place your potions in. Now these are all the artifacts that I currently have, so you guys can see that I don't have enough space, but if I would want to take something out, it would, it could be the Intimidation Talisman, because it's absolutely useless, And the Talisman of coins, it's only like 1 to 2 coins on public islands, so it's not really worth for me to keep that in. But I could, of course, also choose to, you know, swap it for the bed Talisman, etc., etc. Or you could, of course, choose to put these in your backpack and then just keep the Spider Talisman and the Experience Artifact in your inventory, and they will still work. The last thing that I want to mention, and I actually need my piggy bank for this, I'm going to withdraw a little bit of my bank. So we're going to the bank. We are going to withdraw 1,000 coins, and I'm going to show you guys a little sneaky thing. You guys might have seen that my experience artifact is ominous, which gives strength +3, crit damage +3%, health +3, defense +3, and intelligence +3. Now these stats will actually work while it's in your talisman bag, so you know, the best piece of advice that I could give you guys is to enchant or actually reforge all of the talismans that you guys currently have, or a really good one, so you guys can increase your stats by a bunch. So you could put your talisman in here and it would cost 1,000 coins. And right now I have an ominous bed talisman, so I have +2 strength, +2% crit damage, +3 health, +2 defense, P+1 and intelligence +3. You guys could do that for every single talisman that you have, and you know, you could get a really nice stat boost. That's basically it for today's video. Hope you guys stay with me throughout this you know, quite long video, but I hope I covered every single thing there is that I know about talismans in the game. If you guys enjoyed the video, feel free to leave a like, subscribe if you guys haven't already, leave a comment what you guys think of this video, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Take care, guys.